Judith 2, from a New English translation of the Septuagint. And in the 18th year, on the 22nd day of the first month, there was word in the household of Nabuchodonosor, king of the Assyrians, that he would punish all the land, just as he had said. And he summoned together all his attendants and all his nobles, and put before them the secret of his purpose. And from his mouth he recounted every vice of the land. And they decided to destroy all flesh, all who did not heed the word from his mouth. And it came to pass, when he had completed his counsel, Nabuchodonosor, king of the Assyrians, called for Holofernes, the field marshal of his army, being second in command after him, and said to him, "This is what the great king, Lord of all the earth, says. Behold, you shall go forth from my presence, and you shall take with you men who rely on their strength, as many as 120,000 infantry, and a troop of horse, with 12,000 riders. And you shall go forth to meet all the land to the west, for they disobeyed the word of my mouth. And you shall instruct them to make ready earth and water, for in my fury I will come upon them and cover all the face of the land with the feet of my army, and hand them over for their plunder. And their slain shall fill their ravines, and every wadi and river overflowing shall be filled with their dead. And I will lead them captive to the ends of all the earth. Now when you go forth, you shall occupy in advance all their territory for me, and they shall surrender themselves to you, and you shall watch them closely for me until the day of their censure. As for those who refuse to comply, your eye shall not spare to hand them over for slaughter and plunder in each of your lands. For as I live, and on the might of my kingdom I have spoken, and I will accomplish these things by my hand. You too shall not transgress even one of the words of your Lord. Rather, when you carry them out, you are to carry them out just as I have ordered you, and not put off their doing." And Holofernes set out from the presence of his lord, and summoned all the lords, and the generals, and commanders of the army of Assur. And he numbered chosen men for battle, just as his lord had commanded him, as many as 120,000 and 12,000 mounted archers, and he formed them up in the way troops are drawn up for war. And he took for their baggage camels and donkeys and mules, a vastly large number, and for their provision sheep and cattle and goats, which were countless, and for every man a store of provisions aplenty, and ever so much gold and silver from the king's household. And he set out on the march, he and all his army, to go before King Nabuchodonosor, and cover all the face of the land to the west with their chariots and knights and picked infantry. Great also was the mongrel troop, which grasshopper-like accompanied them. Indeed, they were as the sand of the ground, for they were countless, owing to their sheer multitude. And from Nineveh they made a 3-day march toward the face of the plain of Bechteleth, and encamped down from Bechteleth near the mountain, which is toward the left of Upper Cilicia. And he took all his army, infantry and cavalry, and his chariots, and departed from there into the highlands. And he broke through Food and Lud, and plundered all the sons of Rasis and the sons of Ismael, those facing the wilderness toward the south of Chelaon. And he went along the Euphrates and through Mesopotamia, and razed all the high cities along the Wadi Abron until one comes to the sea. And he seized the region of Cilicia and cut down all those who resisted him, and he went as far as the frontier of Japheth, which is toward the southwest facing Arabia. And he encircled all the sons of Madiam, and set alight their coverts, and plundered their sheepfolds. And he went down to the plain of Damascus in the days of the wheat harvest, and set all their fields ablaze. And he handed over their flocks and herds for destruction, and stripped their cities, and ravaged their plains. And he struck down with the sword's edge all their young men. And upon those inhabiting the coast, those in Sidon and in Tyre, and those inhabiting Soar and Okina, and all those inhabiting Yemnon, there fell a fear and dread of him. And those inhabiting Azotus and Ascalon feared him exceedingly.